Open your ears and lube up your butthole. It's time for the What Do We Call It podcast. Now, here's your host. It's Jmann. Welcome to the What Do We Call It podcast. I'm Jmann.
And I'm number one fan, Tim.
The juice got lice again.
Yeah, all right.
I don't know if it's the 7th, 8th, 9th, or 10th time.
At this point, it's an awful lot, because I don't think even my kids got lice more than 3 times in their life.
Yeah, fuck you. Here's the thing.
Does the Beast make her shower? Does
the
Beast wash her hair?
They like clean hair. They don't like dirty
so
hair.
How the fuck do you get lice if you're washing your hair?
You make contact with people that have lice or surfaces that they've had contact with. It doesn't take much.
I suppose so. We're gonna guess it's at school then.
Oh, I know it was at school.
Okay, what dirty ass school you sending them to? Because
there was a notice that was sent home last week. The Beast calls me and goes, "There's a fucking lice notice in her backpack." I'm like, "Fuck," because I knew right then and there she's gonna get it.
Okay, now hang on just 1 second. Did you really say "fuck"?
Yes.
Okay. Did you have a moment where it felt like old times when you were discussing your child?
What do you mean? Like I'm flashing back and having deja vu? Like,
no, but you're
again?
just like, oh, we're here, we're talking, we're communicating, things. There's no hatred here right now. I mean,
it flips. It turns on a dime. We could be having a great conversation, and I say something, and she takes it the wrong way because she's dumb, and then just bam, flip the bitch switch.
Okay, because lately, like, my ex has been trying to be my friend.
Oh, fuck that.
And it's just like every once in a while, I know she's trying very hard to joke around and all that. And it's just like, you know what? Really, I don't feel like sharing this with you. But when she does it, it's just like, it just feels like she's just trying to be what we once were at one time.
Mm.
So, anyway.
To that, I would be like, that's a good joke. That's funny. Die in a fire, whore, and then hang up on her. And then maybe she'll think, that's right, there was that time that I tried to kill her.
I still need her to voluntarily pay me child support. So.
Right. Oh,
so
bitch.
At least 6 more years.
So here's the deal. The juice, we have stopped buying birthday presents or having everybody buy presents all the time because it's just shit that lays around. Would you not agree?
I agree with that 100% because that happens at my house.
So what people with multiple kids should probably get in the habit of doing, and anybody should do this because it's a smart way to really make memories. Don't buy them something. Take them somewhere. Do something with them. Because they can say, on my 9th birthday, my grandma took me to do this, and it was great. And I'll always remember that. It was such a neat time. And this is going to be one of those presents for her 8th birthday. Her grandma, my wife's mom, my mother-in-law, was going to take her to this princess party at a local government building.
Okay.
Which turned into a fiasco because we also found out that she was taking the stepdaughter. Her own granddaughter. So then it became the Beast. Like, why the fuck doesn't her sister get to go? Chi-Chi.
Yeah.
And then I'd say, well, it's a birthday present. Well, if it's a birthday present, then how come little E's going? And I'm like, fuck. She's got me on this one. It's not very often that she can paint me into a corner with logic versus just wearing me down with bitchery.
That's just a situation that's out of your control, all right? They're the ones hosting this shit. They decided who gets to go.
Well,
I've been in situations like that.
Yeah, it's bad on my mother-in-law for making such a brazen decision to have it be that.
Well, that's Mrs. Number One Fan's mom, doting upon the one child
and not the other,
and ignoring the 3 that are of my blood.
Right.
So,
well, here's the thing.
Fuck that bitch.
It was a princess party with a dance and shit. Like it was like a tea party dance type fucking stupid sounding piece of shit thing.
Okay.
The juice really isn't in princesses. Chi-Chi is. She loves Disney princesses. Not to the point where it's all the fucking time. Mm-hmm. But anytime that anybody does anything that she doesn't get to do, it's a fucking crisis. Call in FEMA. We need water and air support and boats with volunteers and canned food and rescue all the dogs in the abandoned houses because Chi-Chi doesn't get to do something.
Surprise!
So there's that argument too. And then on top of it, my mom decided to pile on.
You son of a bitch!
Oh, great.
In typical Linda fashion, she has to get up my ass like a puppeteer, just fucking elbow deep in there. Because all the same fucking reasons that the Beast bitches to my mom make sense in her head because she really doesn't like my mother-in-law, it seems. And she's just my mom has to have an enemy at all times. She needs to find reasons to not get along with people. I need to find reasons to get along with people, which is the same thing, but just the opposite side of the same coin.
Yeah.
I don't look for like, oh, this person's so nice. Why the fuck do I have to sit here and be nice? Why are you secretly a piece of shit? I need to know so I can feel better about myself. That's what she does, not me. I have to think like, how can I overlook your flaws to find the real you that's worth actually giving a shit about? Mm-hmm. But I digress. So there's already a war on that front. The party was yesterday. I've been checking her head all Thursday and Friday. They've been staying at my parents' house because the beast is in Florida for a destination wedding of her friend that she was in the party.
Okay.
Right. Talk about shining up a turd and then standing up next to you. Great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's gone and they're staying with my folks and the lice notice. And my mom's like, just check their heads and make sure they're clear. The beast checked their heads Tuesday before she dropped them off. They were clear. Right? Thursday, I check them a lot. And I found something questionable, but I didn't think it was necessarily an egg or a bug. But I was still nervous. I'm like, fuck. Mm-hmm. Friday, I go to pick them up to take them to my house for the weekend. And I check them again, and everybody seems fine. So it's, all right, fucking. I got all wigged out for nothing. But deep in the back of my fucking mind, I just knew. I'm like, nah, there's no way. There's no fucking way she doesn't have lice. I'm like the Lice Whisperer. I know when that shit's happening. I have a sixth sense. I'm like Deanna Troi on Next Generation. The empath who feels other people's emotions.
Yeah.
I feel when other people have lice. I fucking know that shit just by looking at you. You dirty motherfucker. Mainly when it's my kids, but still. Mm-hmm. So I knew. So when I got her home, Saturday morning, she wakes up. We're hanging out. I go to hop her in the bathtub to get ready to go to the princess party. I pop on my reading glasses, which are a +3, mind you, because I am nearsighted as fuck. And these things are like big goddamn bubbles from Trailer Park Boys Coke bottle style reading glasses. And sure as shit, within a minute, I find an egg. I'm like, fuck. So I call the wife in. She's like, what? Like, take a look on that tape, because I will take a length of box tape and stick the eggs and the bugs I find on there so I can get a total tally and guesstimate how long she's had it and how much work I've got ahead of me. She's like, what does that mean then? I'm like, it means she's not fucking going. I said, great. That was on the way to go to brunch for my mother-in-law's birthday that morning, too.
Oh, dear.
Because she turned 70. So I'm like, well, I'm not going to that. I got to stay home and fucking pick through her head. So me and my two stayed home. But she took the stepdaughter and our baby with her. She calls me and goes, so is she going to go with or what? I'm like, I'm thinking we're substituting in Chi-Chi.
That sounds like a good plan.
Right.
Chi-Chi likes princesses.
She does. And she was like super excited. But then the Juice, who really didn't seem to care that much, was suddenly grief-stricken that she couldn't go.
She just wanted to go so she could be social.
I guess. She just wants to do stuff, which is fine. She's 8. It fucking
At
makes
least she
sense.
wants to get out and do things. That's good.
Well, fair enough. Your kids don't seem to have the most initiative to want to experience the world. So anyways, I spend no fewer than probably 5 hours, I think, picking through her hair, taking a break, picking through her hair, shampooing, looking through her hair. First time ever I used the comb out gel, and I got a few eggs out doing that for once. It's like their hair's wet, and you put this fucking gross gel in, and then you just comb the shit out. Well, the comb teeth are so tight that it can't help but yank hair. And thank fuck that it was the Juice and not Chi-Chi, because Chi-Chi's hair is snarly, like she's raised by wolves and lives out in the forest.
That's drama. Her hair's like that.
Oh, my Christ. So, and she's just crying and crying and crying, and they get home, obviously, and I've already done the blanket laundry, and I've vacuumed the house twice, and I've dealt with her fucking head, and I'm fairly confident I got it all. And 20 minutes ago, the beast just texts me and goes, found 1 egg on the Juice, nothing on Chi-Chi. I'm sure I missed 1 egg.
It is possible.
You know, I am a psychopath where I shampoo their hair and then I rinse out the lice shampoo. And then normally what do you do when you're done with the bath?
Drain it.
Right. What don't I do?
You don't drain it?
No, I say wrap your towel around yourself for a few minutes while Daddy puts on his reading glasses and stares almost nose to the water close to find the dead bugs in there. Because that's how I know how many eggs I possibly missed. Because each louse will lay 6 to 8 eggs a day. I found a grand total of 13 or 14 eggs. Meaning that I found 1 dead louse. It was probably there for 2 or 3 days. It's a pretty fail-safe system that I'm confident in using for guesstimating how much damage there is to clean up afterwards.
I don't think my kids have had lice in like 8 years.
Yeah, eat my ass, because I've given up. I did math in my head. I have lost dozens of hours on this shit. I've probably lost at least a day and a half of my life to picking eggs alone. That's not the shampooing and the digging through the tub water. Because even then, I will sit there with a cup and I'll fish out the dead bugs, so I know how many I got, and then I will take them and I'll stick them to tape, and then I will take a lighter and I will burn that fucking tape, because fuck you, that's why. Yeah, I'm methodical.
You're a bit overboard with this.
Oh no, that pisses me off. That fucking ruined my weekend. I had a lot of editing to do and shit to get done and working on the weekend, entering stuff into the system. You know, I was going to work from home some, but I didn't get any of that shit done because I spent 5 fucking hours picking eggs and shampooing hair and vacuuming and washing blankets and shit. Yay for me.
That's funny.
And then on top of it...
I'm sorry your kids got lice again, though.
Yeah, well, it's because of some fucking idiot in their classroom whose parents clearly didn't take the time to clear their kid or educate, but more importantly, it's also the school's fault. Again, still, they send one lice notice home a month. That's all they do. If it keeps happening, they don't keep doing it. Isn't that a bitch? So now my kid has it, and we have to tell the teacher so she can notify the parents, but they won't notify the parents. So now I have to fucking be the bad guy and go marching up to school and be like, look, motherfucker, it's time for the school district to change the policy.
Perhaps we could work something out.
If you're saying the kid can't come back until they're louse and knit free, let the fucking nurse be the one to judge, not the parents. Because how many parents are... And nothing against people that immigrate to America, but we have more and more ethnicity in our school. It's more culturally diverse now. Would you not agree? Than when we were kids?
No, my kids' elementary school is about the same as mine was.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I went to Catholic school, so obviously. Anyways.
Yeah, maybe yours is more diverse.
So people from other cultures statistically live in multi-generational homes. You've got grandma and grandpa, maybe some uncles, extended family. They're all part of the whole, everybody under one roof.
Go move out on your own.
So you've got these people, and not all of them fucking speak English, and you send home a notice that they don't all goddamn understand, or the kid doesn't give it to the parents, and then they don't know. And kids are sharing lockers, and people are always hugging, which hugs are nice, but come on, fucking A. Fucking A.
I don't see the
Stop
kids
hugging.
My kid's school hug
The juice loves to hug people.
Oh, jackpot!
So here we are again. And then I'm on the phone with the beast who's in Florida, and she's drunk, clearly, on the phone with me. She's like, so what? I'm on vacation.
For what? Arresting me for what? I'm not allowed to stand up for myself? I thought this was America. Huh? Isn't this America? I'm sorry, I thought this was America.
I don't care. And she goes, well, so what happened? I'm like, I sent Chi-Chi. Well, that's fucking shitty. What kind of presents does Juice get now? I'm like, I don't know. Well, why the fuck don't you know? Are you just not going to get her something now? Is her grandma going to get away with not getting her present? I'm like, it's been 3 fucking hours. Shut your pie hole.
Hadouken!
Weren't you the one pissed off that Chi-Chi didn't get to go in the first place?
Right. So she's always looking for something to bitch about. I have said this to her so many times in the last 2 years. I'm like, are you ever fucking happy? Like, when is it enough? When are you going to stop complaining about every fucking thing, every side of every issue, multiple ways, because you just need to vent that bitch valve? Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Sometimes Mrs. Number One fan gets like that. She comes home, she's like, this house is a mess. There's dishes in the sink. And she'll just look at every little thing in the house and make comments about it.
Oh, do you ever fire back
And
with,
it pisses me
don't
off.
fucking nag me about that shit. I'll get to it when I get to it.
I told her, as well, have the kids do the dishes then. I didn't think there was enough there to do a load of dishes. So, but yeah, the house is always a mess. And I told her that lately I've been kind of opening up and be like, you know what? Most of what you see there in that kitchen counter is yours.
Ooh.
Oh, bitch, you got jacked, bitch.
She's sitting there bitching about the house being a mess. I said, you're aware that about 90% of the shit that's out and about right now is yours, right? This is your stuff.
Well, you can't argue with that.
And she was not happy with it. She just marched upstairs and just wouldn't talk to me for like an hour.
Well, you have 6 people living in your house all the time. I have a grand total of 6 living here in different shifts.
Yeah, lucky you.
But our houses are roughly the same size.
Yep, there.
Okay? The house is never clean.
No, at this point in life, this many people living in a house, it's just not possible to be that clean. Unless one of us was a stay-at-home parent and we could clean all the time or constantly watch the kids to make sure it's like, oh, no, you got to pick that up. You got to pick that up. But we're not. We like to go and do things. We both work. And when we do have time, we want to have some time to relax, or we need to go to the store, or I need to go fix a van.
I'm sorry, what is this time to relax you speak of?
Like, usually it's like when we send the kids to bed and we lay in bed for a half an hour and watch Netflix. Then she falls asleep, and I'm a night owl, so I stay up till 11 o'clock.
Kneeling on the edge of the bed, fucking crank one out, watching her sleep.
Oh, God. How
coming
many
onto
fucking
a towel.
times are you going to bring that up?
Because I can work it so many different ways. I make it fresh again.
No.
God, I'm glad I know your masturbatory habits.
You know, that's the last time I opened up during an episode.
There was an episode of Blumpkin and Friends that was all about masturbating, and we did that episode
I could have been
shoot from the
quiet
hip
and
the
not
entire
today.
time with the three of us. That was great material.
Yeah.
It
was
spawned
only
2
taunting
episodes.
me.
I had to split it up. There was so much material about jacking off.
Who would have thought 3 guys could have come up with that much material?
Well, here's the other hiccup in this, is that it used to be before everybody lived here, before I got married and we had a baby and a stepdaughter living here. It was just me, and then half the time I had my kids and half the time I didn't. So when there was lice, I could treat it and then go back to like living in my home without worrying that every fucking surface is possibly another instance of recontamination. Because what's the baby doing? Running around dragging her fucking blanket. I got the cats quarantined downstairs for 3 fucking days so they don't roll around and possibly transfer something. Not that I'm worried they're going to get the lice, because lice don't go from people to animals, allegedly.
Which is weird.
But if they get it on their fur and go lay on my bed and then it's in my bed.
Yeah.
Plus they're assholes and they knock shit over and eat out of the sink and steal food from the baby. That's why they're sequestered down to the basement. And I'm going to hang a sign on the basement door now that says Meowschwitz. Isn't that great? I stole that from
That's
Archer,
awesome.
I have to admit. I thought of that the other day and I thought it was mine. It was original. And then I just Googled Meowschwitz and I was a little heartbroken that it was used in an episode of Archer I had seen. I'm like, fuck. Anyway, Meowschwitz, my cat's basement. So I got 4 girls. You don't. So if 2 of your kids get lice, you can shave their fucking heads. They're boys.
I wouldn't hesitate shaving the girls' heads.
I wouldn't either, but, the moms get mad about that shit. It's an easy answer.
Mom's on my side.
Well, that's the thing, is there's so many factors that you can't control, and that's why the school needs to do a better job of forcing a stricter standard of taking care of this shit. Well, we don't want the kids to miss class, and it's not a public health issue because it doesn't spread disease. But yes, but it spreads the wasting of my fucking time when I have more important shit to do. Like, I have a broken door handle on my car I need to fix, and I've had the part for 3 weeks, and I just haven't had time to fucking do it. Well, guess what? The princess party would have been a prime opportunity, but there's another wrinkle in the story that I forgot to bring up.
What's that?
I had somewhere to be on Saturday night, too. Because the wife's friend from her old job was getting married. And the groom is the guy that ran the DJ company that did our wedding reception. All right?
Oh, okay.
These are friends of ours. They got married. But I didn't go. Because I sent 2 of them with mother-in-law to the princess party, and I stayed home with the Lice Queen and the baby.
The Lice Queen.
That's her fucking new nickname, is the Lice Queen. They just gravitate towards her. Just like the Rat King in Ninja Turtles is a guy in bandages living in the sewer wearing potato sack clothes, playing a fife and fucking making the rats do his bidding. You don't remember the Rat King?
In the cartoon?
Yes, motherfucker.
Don't remember the Rat King.
Oh my god, he's like one of the best villains because he's just a creepy, weird fucker that lives with rodents in the sewer.
Huh.
The Rat King.
The newer ones or the older ones?
That fucking night. Nobody watches the newer ones.
Okay.
Our age.
Sure, you watch a lot of weird shit.
Fucking 87 Ninja
Yes,
Turtles
kinda.
series that ran into the 90s. Come on now.
Okay.
So I just want to wrap this up by just saying I'm so sick of fucking lice. And it's just one of those things that makes me regret having all girls. Because I can't just shave their head.
Yeah.
If it was a boy and he had hair and he had lice, I would shampoo the shit out of his head and then bzzz, you're getting a haircut like daddy.
We're doing it outside, too.
Right. Fucking hey, I don't care if it's 19 degrees and there's gale force winds and you're cold as shit. Take your jacket off, bitch. We're fucking shaving your head. You're going to wear this tarp because I don't have one of those fancy fucking barber aprons to put around your neck. You're going to wear this tarp. Shut the fuck up. Fucking cat. Buddy, shut the fuck
You're
up.
not getting out of the gas chamber.
Oh, I didn't go there with it. You stay on your side of the door. There's no food for you in here. And if you don't stop with this ass, I'll take your gold teeth and tattoo a number on your paw. Interact with the show on Twitter at What Are We Called? That is at What Are We Called? You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/group/What Are We Called podcast show. For the What Are We Called podcast, I'm Jmann.
And I'm number one fan, Tim.
And that's the end. I'm like the Lice Whisperer.